On our own, so we are Universal City here. Now, Carl Lemley, our founder, dubbed us as the strangest city in the world because since our inception in 1915, we have had 0 living residents here, but we do have our very own sheriff substation, our own medical services, as well as our own active fire station, which you can see coming up on your right-hand side. Along with that, we also have our own zip code as well, 91608. But as we make our way down the Universal timeline, you'll also be able to see a few posters here, some of our most remarkable works, maybe even some of your favorites. So make sure to look out for them. You might be able to see a familiar title or two. Now, we started off with 150 acres of land. We've expanded to over 400, but we are currently in the middle of a 5-year expansion plan. So on your left side, coming up, you'll be able to see a little bit of the construction that's happening here on our studio lot. We are making more production offices, more sound and editing facilities, as well as the creation of more sound stages, like the big sound stage that you see right here on your left-hand side. That's Soundstage 12. That is our oldest soundstage, created in 1928. It is one of the 10 largest sound stages in the world. But there isn't just expansion happening in our studio lot, folks. There's also expansion happening in our theme park. That is right, everybody. I'm very excited to announce that Super Nintendo World is going to be opening here at Universal Studios Hollywood in early 2023. So make sure to check out our website and our social media accounts for more information. Does anybody know what Mario's favorite kind of pants are? It's dun-dum-dun-dum-dun-dum. Dun-dum-dun-dum-dum. Alright, as you can see on your left-hand side, there is some active filming happening right now. We recently had Season 2 of Grand Crew, starring Nicole Byers, filming here. But as of right now, we are prepping to film the Season 2 of Bel Air, starring Jabari Banks and Cassandra Freeman, as I mentioned before. If you'll be able to look into those huge doors there, we like to call them elephant doors, you'll be able to see a little bit of the sets that they're constructing for all of those sets here. Now, due to the size of these sound stages, we have a lot of filming happening here usually. 80 to 90% of all filming that happens here at Universal happens in these sound stages. We also have Kelly Clarkson working here today for her show, The Kelly Clarkson Show. She, of course, has several Primetime Emmy Awards for her show there. And on your left-hand side is what we like to call base camp. Usually this is filled to the brim with trailers where we have all of our makeup, our costumes, dressing rooms, restrooms, catering services, all that kind of stuff is right over here at base camp. And way off in the distance is another soundstage. That's Soundstage 14. Now that's where we did a lot of our big sequences for Jurassic Park, all of our mountaintop layer sequences for How the Grinch Stole Christmas, starring Jim Carrey. And we also did 6 seasons of our hit sitcom Superstore in these soundstages here. Now these soundstages are super efficient because they are almost entirely soundproof. So we do a lot of those interior filming whenever we need it. But coming up on your left-hand side, you'll also be able to see some of our post-production offices. Now, after all of the filming is done, we like to come right here to these offices to clip all of those videos together. We do all of our sound editing there as well, and we are able to compile everything and make something really incredible. We're just passing Nat King Cole Avenue on your right-hand side. You'll be able to notice throughout our tour that all of these streets here are actually named after commemorative figures and icons who have worked with us throughout the years. Now, Nat King Cole is obviously an iconic musician and singer, but he is also one of the first African-Americans to ever host a variety television show, and he did it right here at Universal Studios. On your screens, you'll be able to see a few more examples of these shows that we've been able to film here on our studio lot, several of which we filmed in these sound stages that we're passing by on your right-hand side. But as we make our way along, you'll also be able to see our first celebrity sighting, folks. Ooh, how exciting. On your left-hand side, that is Ted the Bear right there. He is toasting us with the dirtiest martini you've ever seen in your life. And that's because he is getting his own show. It's going to be filmed right here in our lot. They're actually filming right now for that show. Executive produced, directed, and once again voiced by Seth MacFarlane. Now, way back in the 1950s, during the golden age of Hollywood, our A-list stars would work exclusively with us here at Universal Studios. So we had Doris Day here, Jimmy Stewart, Rock Hudson, all of these iconic actors. Whenever they had long days of filming, they would stay in these bungalows that we're passing by on your left-hand side during long days of filming. But times have changed. Actors work with several production studios all at once, so we do reserve these bungalows specifically for our production companies that work with us here at Universal. One of which includes Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's Seven Bucks Productions, which is behind the Universal television show Young Rock, which is currently available to stream on our streaming service, Peacock. You might be able to see Mark Platt Productions on your left-hand side. Outside of their offices is the Wicked Globe. That's because they are currently in the process of producing the upcoming movie adaptation of the hit Broadway musical Wicked, starring Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande. Also working here is Jordan Peele, the mastermind behind Get Out, Us, and his newest film, Nope, which we will be seeing more of later on in our tour. He has his production studio, Monkey Paw Productions, also working here on our lot. But there is expansion happening in our lot, so we are making more sound stages. And on your left-hand side are some of our newer sound stages 25 and 26. This is currently where we're filming Lopez vs. Lopez, starring George Lopez and his daughter Mayan Lopez. But this is also where we did a lot of filming for Hairspray Live way back in 2016, also starring Ariana Grande. And we also did the filming for the final two revival seasons of Will and Grace right here in these sound stages on your left-hand side. Well, we're going to be exiting our front lot now, folks. Now, our front lot, as I mentioned before, was all about our sound stages, all of our production offices, sound and editing facilities, all of that stuff is out there in the front lot. But for the remainder of our tour, we are going to be in the back lots. We're going to be outside in the elements. We're going to be able to show you all of our different sets that we have all throughout here in our studio lot. It's going to be really exciting. And in just a little bit, you'll be able to catch a glimpse of our metropolitan sets. Now, whenever it comes to filming here, whenever we need any location for any big city or small town, we do like to come right here to these metropolitan sets that we're going to be inching towards in just a little bit. Now, as I mentioned before, Ted is currently filming on our lot, so they were actually prepping to film just a few days ago at our metropolitan sets. But as of right now, they have completely removed all of their set designs and all that stuff, and they've made way for another production, and that production is Season 2 of Bel Air, which I was mentioning before. So we'll be cruising along the hill here. You'll be able to catch a glimpse of what we like to call New York Street. So anytime that we need any big city or small town, we are able to decorate our metropolitan sets and make them look like any kind of location or time period that we might need for any production that's going on, which is really exciting. Even if you catch a glimpse of those brick walls over there on your left-hand side, it's not actually made out of brick at all. It's made out of plywood and plaster. Now that's because we are able to modify it, change it, decorate it however we deem fit, which is really super special. But we're going to be going away from the concrete jungle for now. We're going to be going somewhere a little more exotic, away from human civilization. And to introduce us to our next segment is Academy Award filmmaker Peter Jackson.
It's the original King Kong that direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I wanted to become a filmmaker. I like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up on the edge. Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on board a ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from prehistoric times.
Alrighty, everybody. Get those glasses on, hold on to any loose valuables. We are diving right into Skull Island. 363D, everybody. I saw a lot of brave faces out there. Looks like everybody survived. There might have been a tram that got reeled in by one of those dinosaurs, but I feel like everybody else made it. Completely forgot to mention, by the way, if you happen to be in a blue seat by any chance, you might get wet throughout this tour. But now that I'm looking at it, I think all your seats are blue, so you do have that to look forward to. But that was King Kong 363D, folks. That was presented to you on over 16 movie theater-sized projectors.